Hi, we are in the streets of Nottingham, home of Robin Hood, by the university, and we're here to find out what people think about sex education in schools today. So, what do you think about sex education in schools? Should it be taught, and at what age?
I honestly don't think it should be taught in school. I do think to an extent, but I think nowadays they're teaching children under the age of 6 like what sex education is. I do not agree with it. I think things like that should be spoken to about at home with your parents.
Do you think it's the parents' responsibility and nothing at all to do with the school?
I think the school should do it to an extent, to do with like protection and things like that, but I don't think they should have to go into a proper detail about it. Because like my cousins are coming home at 6 talking about anal.
Wow.
At school, and I think that's disgusting. They probably know more than I know about it.
Do you think that sex education, there is enough in the UK?
No, I think there is.
Really? Oh, interesting. Okay. So why no?
I went to school here. You come out with a lot of questions that aren't always answered. Teachers aren't always happy to explain everything as it is in real life. It's all very, I don't know what the word is, but hands-off approach, I guess.
So Ray, what do you think about sex education in school today? Did you go to school here in England?
Yes, I did.
Was the sex education adequate enough for you?
Yeah, because everything else you can pretty much learn off everywhere else, I guess. Yeah, you don't need to learn in school.
Well, hands-on experience?
No need for hands-on. It's weird having your parents talk to you about it. So.
Oh, great. So you had parents that were very open with you about sex education?
They tried to be, yeah. My dad, not so much. My mom, yes. Very open, yeah.
Interesting to see the different perspective then. You say yes. Which school did you go to?
I studied in Malaysia.
In Malaysia?
Yeah. So I guess it's a relative comparison as to what I see here. Young people, I guess, are sufficiently aware of what's awaiting them sexually.
How?
I think everyone knows enough, and I think that's more than enough.
Well, it doesn't seem to be, does it? Because as we know, we've got one of the highest teenage pregnancy rates in Europe, and I think the sort of porn industry isn't helping, the availability, the proliferation of IT, and I've got sons, but I'd be really worried if I had daughters in this age.
Well, the Sex in Class that was on Channel 4 the other night had a Belgium sexologist who believes that we should have a GCSE in sex education. What do you think about that, Matt?
I think that's maybe taking it too far. I don't know, they've got so much to cover at the moment, a whole GCSE, 2 years worth of... No.
Never.
Like a subject.
Yeah, subject. So kids, I mean, it's learning about relationships and everything, and respect and consent, sexual consent, things like that. Do you think that's important?
Yeah, it is, but not in a subject. People just bother it off, like they'll just not be bothered to do it, and they'll just laugh and stuff. It's not.
So it won't be taken seriously.
Take it seriously. People won't care about what you're getting. It's not like
Free lesson.
yeah. It's
So
like
just mess around.
I don't really agree on that. Obviously, I do agree in taking it up when you're growing up through towards the end of your primary school up to your secondary school but I don't agree on GCSEs. I don't.
So you're not in agreement that you think that we should have a GCSE in sex education?
No, that would just make people want to have sex even more and make it okay to do it in school. Yeah, so...
There was a programme on the other night, I don't know if you saw it on Channel 4, called Sex in Class, where there was a Belgium sexologist who was talking about maybe doing a GCSE in sex education. How would you feel about that?
Well, I think that they're onto something. I think that education in any area, information, knowledge is helpful in every area of life. So I think it would definitely be something useful.
I don't know. It sounds a bit much, but we know that young people are doing this anyway, younger and younger. So surely the more information they have, the better their informed choices will be.
She also suggested you should teach masturbation in school as well. No, obviously that's not doing it in school, but about exploring your own body at home in the comfort of your own home. What's your thoughts on that?
Some things you don't do, you know. You don't need to say them, you know.
Do you think that masturbation should be taught in school then?
No, I don't know. I think that's silly. You can do that yourself easily enough.
So one of the things that this Belgium teacher was thinking about bringing in as part of the GCSE was masturbation. Actually teaching, not actually physically doing it obviously in class, but teaching especially girls, because obviously we know boys do it a lot, but girls finding out about their bodies, you know, the privacy of their own home and just sort of exploring themselves. What do you think about that?
I don't really know. It might be useful, but it might get out of control, I think. I mean, we don't want people to get overly obsessed about things like that, and it might go into a whole different direction. So, I mean, it might be a good idea, but perhaps just need to be careful with that.
You think that we've got enough? We're actually one of the, in England, we're one of the highest countries in Western Europe for teenage pregnancies and STDs. You know, and based on that, those stats, do you not think that that's saying that something somewhere has to change? We need to find a way to give these kids more education.
Yeah. Maybe not directly as in sex education, but perhaps there should be a change in the values that are taught through the national syllabus. So perhaps the underlying problem is not whether kids know sex or not, but whether nationally you've got the values correct.
I suppose what the question is actually if it's the sex education making it so that they go and have sex.
That's one of the biggest arguments. What do you think?
I don't know. It's 50-50, so I'm not sure.
And they're actually getting their sex education from watching porn, you know, from watching porn films. How do you think that is going to affect their relationships, the real relationships that they have?
Because porn's obviously not relationships, is it? That's just a video for someone to watch, like it's just sex, and if they think they're watching video and that's right, then they're going to go out and do it like that.
The fact that boys are basing what they've seen in the bedroom on porn, how do you think it will be affected from their side of things, for the girls?
Well, I don't think many girls watch porn, so they'd probably just think that's what you're supposed to do.
So when the guys are trying to copy the porn, when they're trying to copy the porn movie, you think that the girls will think, oh, well, that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
That 83% of boys under 13 have watched porn, and they're learning that. But they're learning about sex through porn, and how do you think that affects their relationship?
Okay, it becomes dysfunctional because what they see on camera is very much women being objectified and for them to pleasure themselves.
So you think maybe bringing GCSE sex ed might help with that?
Well, definitely awareness is good.
Can't do any harm, can it?
No. Yeah. So, and possibly more people should speak up and say their opinions.
Well, it's been a very interesting afternoon here in Nottingham with very divided views, and it's been great that we've been able to talk to people from different countries and see what their sex education is like. So what are your thoughts? Feel free to comment on the channel and please like it and share. Thank you.